The height of arrogance is thinking that you can never improve, that you can never change, and that you could never be better than you once were. I fully believe that there is no cap to skill. There is no high enough mountain. There's no peak in how good you can be at something, whether that something be writing poetry or drawing or knitting, cooking, making YouTube videos, being a human being. There's no height that can be reached in improvement, and I fully believe that with my whole heart. A quote that I heard a couple of months ago, and I wish I could remember where I saw it, was if you feel like you've reached your peak, find a new mountain to climb. In that effort, I sometimes go back and watched my old videos. I typically tried to focus on the videos that either got a lot of views, the ones that, break like the 10,000 mark, or I focus on the videos that didn't get a lot. So the ones that were hovering at around, say, 2,000 and have been out for at least 6 or 7 months. And the reason I do this is so that I can go back and see how I used to do things and how I could do things differently, what I would rather do. This is actually how I started adding music to all of my videos, because some of my earlier works didn't have music in the background, and so they were kind of bland, and anytime I would reach like a pause or something like that, it would be a little less effective whenever I would do some sort of a joke, like if I did one where I would be like, "And this was a good thing. At least I fucking thought it was." That joke doesn't work as well if I don't have music to like cut off and add emphasis to the line and things like that. So that's just one example of how I tried doing things better. I also went back and started realizing that I wasn't adding as many graphics and I wasn't adding as many examples in my videos, because I always kind of use these as like an auditory only experience, with the background footage always being just visual noise. The idea being that you could use these to line them up and listen to them all as one big podcast. But at the end of the day, people do watch videos. They don't just listen to them. And so I started trying to be better at what I was doing. That's where the thumbnail faces came in, the different expressions that I sometimes splice into videos and things like that. And so I just wanted to make everything more appealing. But something that I noticed around the late videos of last year, so somewhere in like August, September, early October-ish, is that a lot of my videos were very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Dispassionate. I started noticing that as time went on, my videos I was doing them to do them. And I've talked about this before, but I was making videos because I had to. Because if I didn't make videos, then I wasn't going to get paid enough money to barely get my bills paid. And that was the hardest thing about that time period in my life. That's why I said that I will never, ever, ever, ever tie my finances to content creation again. I will do my absolute best every time to make sure that I am doing the most to create videos that I want to create, and to make sure that I have a job outside of this, even if it's a part-time job, even if I'm working 20 hours a week and that 20 hours barely pays my bills, and then content creation like supplements my hobbies and stuff like that. I don't care. I just cannot have my important finances tied to content creation, not in the state that I'm currently in. In the future, way in the future, if I, make it big on YouTube and things like that, and, I'm regularly getting the 30, 40, 50,000 views a video, or whatever the case may be, then yeah, maybe then we'll talk about it. But until then, I can't rely on having to release a video every single day to supplement my income. That's just not good. So the thing that I noticed is that I was getting incredibly dispassionate, and some of my videos really sounded like I just didn't want to be there. And I think that is something that really hurt a lot of those videos. If you go back and watch some of them, I wish I had written down specific examples. I just woke up from like a 5-hour nap, so I was just thinking about this while I was sitting at my computer writing the script for the Legion analysis. If you go back and watch some of those videos, especially around the October time period, there's a lot of emotion that is not in my voice anymore. There's a lot of And then I think that we can maybe, you know what I mean? It's very dull. It's very frustrating to listen to. And I started to realize that like a lot of people at the time, when they said that when people were like asking me if I was okay, when people were asking me if I was, you know, if I was doing mentally all right, some of the people who were like, man, your videos just don't have the same flair that they used to. I realized for a lot of that those people were right. They were absolutely correct. And I used to get so mad at those people. And if you're one of those people who I would get mad at when you would, you know, ask about my well-being because of the tone of my videos, I'm very sorry if I ever snapped at you. I'm sorry if I ever got frustrated with you. You didn't deserve that, because the truth is that I wasn't okay at that time. And I think back, you know, as my year of content creation, because I'm recording this the day before my birthday, a couple hours before my birthday, actually. It's 10 p.m. My birthday is in literally 2 hours. So I always kind of do like a year in review on each of my birthdays. Ever since I started streaming, making content every single year on my birthday, I always like look back on the previous year and see what I could have did better, how I could improve, how my life changed. And that time period, as I look back on that time period, was just not good. I wasn't in a good headspace. I was very frustrated. I was very angry with Dead by Daylight. I was angry with the situations at the time. I was angry with my life. I was angry with myself, because even back then, I felt like I had lost a little bit of my luster. Watching some of my really early videos, they were always filled with jokes and fun interactions, and it always felt like life was just a tad better. You know what I mean? I not a tad better. I guess, yeah, a tad better. Because when I first started doing Dead by Daylight content, I was working regularly. I was, you know, I was paying the bills. Everything was fine. Dead by Daylight was a shift for me. It was a secondary thing, and I was doing YouTube because I wanted to. And so the title of this video is My Promise to You. And these are my promises to you. I have a few. Number one, if I ever make a video, and in that video I hear my voice kind of just lacking passion, lacking emotion, lacking strength, I will not release that video. If I sound defeated, if I sound like I really don't want to do this, if I sound completely and utterly drained of emotion and passion for what I'm doing, I won't release that video. I will re-record it if I have to. Number two, after this video today, I will never not script a video again. I will go back to making sure that my videos are fully scripted and that I have something to go off of, so I can think about the words that I'm saying, think about the words that I'm doing. I still might do unscripted for like a tier list or something if I do something off the cuff as well. Like if we're streaming and something happens and I feel like it's a good jumping off point to do a discussion, then we can do that as well. But I mean, like for videos that I make solely offline in my own time, I will never give you guys an unscripted video ever again. I want to always provide you a rational, thought out video, one where I reread what my dumbass accidentally stopped the recording. So if it sounds weird, I'm sorry, but I accidentally hit the space bar on my computer while I was talking because I talk with my hands and I stopped the recording. Anyway, so like I was saying, I will provide you one with a well thought out script, thoughts, I guess, and I will always try to give you the best of myself. I never want to provide a video simply because I have to make a video ever again. I want to provide you guys the best of my abilities, and I want those abilities to grow. And number three is I promise to always try to be better. Something that I realized late last year that I've been working towards over the past almost 8-9 months is how much I let my emotions control myself. This has led to several times where I've had to apologize to members of my community because I have lashed out at them. I've gotten angry at something and I've completely and utterly, like, I banned people because I got mad, and then I had to go back, unban them, apologize to them for what I did, for what I said. And thankfully, a lot of them have been graceful. Some of them have, you know, told me to go fuck myself, which I deserve. I definitely deserve. Emotional volatility is something that I've struggled with my entire life. So my third promise is to try to keep my emotions in check and not let those control my actions, because I think that a lot of things could have been different over the past year if I had just not let my emotions control my actions. And so that's what this video is. It's my promise to you. But other than that, I love you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of the love and support. I said it in my birthday video. I'm saying it here. I'm just baffled by the amount of people who have stood by me and helped me grow and continue to support me. It's weird. It's so weird to think about. I don't know what I did to deserve your love and your support, but I hope that I keep doing it, and I hope that I do it better in the future. That's all I want. But other than that, I love you guys so much. A great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now for their additional support. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.